something which is very big, which is happening right away. And just to tell you, what does it feel to have one person who is raving all these things, one single person? Now, these are the people whom I call them as the leaders, the global CEOs and the CXOs, the decision makers, who are the movers and shakers of this entire world economy. And what if I tell you, not one, not two, not 10, not 20, but many of these people are going to be under one single energized room? That energy is going to be absolutely different. And today, what we are going to do is just giving you a little bit of behind the scenes sneak peeks and some of the questions that we're going to be talking about. Well, I'll be your host for the next 25 minutes. And as we all know that most of this time that we have been doing. So if you have not logged in, if you have no idea, and if you want to know about what happened on session 1, session 2, session 3, and session 4, then just type in me wherever you are watching this on YouTube, on LinkedIn, wherever. Just type in me. And we will send you the link where you can have all these recordings. Not only that, every recordings, some of the biggest takeaways are being listed in a form of a PDF. And each of these meetings has been nicely curated with all these PDFs in a short couple of pages format, which you can download, you can print it out, you can use it. And these are having some of this, what should I say, the lovely nuggets of someone who was really looking for something which is very big for him. Well, this entire session is all about the preamble of something called as the Global CXO Summit, which is happening in Bangalore on 21st and 22nd. That is this particular week. And we hardly have any time. So this session is all about asking some of these few questions just before this big event is going to happen. Well, my name is Dr. Amit Nath, and I'll be, as I said, asking these tough questions to one person. The person who founded this entire institution, the person who has been the man behind this entire show. So without any further delay, let's put our hands together and welcome Dr. Mudit Saxena.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Such a pleasure to see you guys here, and always a pleasure to be back with you, Dr. Amit. Yeah, let's roll it.
Thank you so much. And Coach, without any delay, I have to the point some blasting questions which is coming in front of me. Okay, and this is a question that has been there inside this community who had been like, this is like brimming with so much of excitement, and now you have also started training them one-on-one about this entire event. This has never been done. I would like to ask my first question about what is this 5 days training was all about, and why it is required for such a top level people. They are the decision makers, and now they have to become the top level CXOs as well. Please.
It's always good, right? When you go and play a T20 World Cup, you get to a particular country, you acclimatize yourself for the conditions so that you're able to deliver on the final day. So this 5-day training that I'm doing every day is preparing the mind, is asking them to question, getting them to think about what they really truly want to experience in these 5 days, so that by the time we get these high-powered global speakers on stage, they are completely ready to receive. I don't want them to miss even a single thing, because I always believe, right? One idea, one insight can change somebody's life. And that's exactly why I'm training people for 5 days before they come and meet the high-powered, global CXOs who are going to be available at our summit.
So there's a beautiful word. It says preparation is better than precaution. And I think that you have nicely, summarized into this. So just wanted to know about a little bit about the sneak peek behind the scenes. And would you like to tell me, who are those people who are coming on this particular day? A little bit of snapshots and highlights of those people, so that some of those people who are still thinking, should I, shouldn't I? Because we're going to take up that kind of a lower self questions in some time.
Okay, great. The reason why we call it the Global CXO Accelerator Summit is 2 reasons. One is we have a global cohort. Okay, so there are people who are joining in, as part of my program, or from the US, Europe, Middle East, Asia, etc. And the other is the kind of global, coaching and mentorship that we do, right? So we're getting in Shrupatik Ghosh, who's CISO, a former CIO, in financial services. He's coming down from Washington, D.C., just to give that global perspective. What is it that he is seeing in the US and at the cutting edge of technology? Then we have a lot of very senior Indian leaders who are global, right? So you'll have, Mr. Deepak Viveshwaraya, who's the country head for Pegasystems. You'll have site leaders like Dr. Rajesh Punyani. You'll have Nitin Srivastav, who are site leaders of Dr. Martin. They're all heads of GCCs, who can provide that insight. And then we're also getting a fantastic array of, people who are really, the CHROs, the movers and shakers who bring in a lot of perspective, in terms of people management. And so we have Dr. Vardarajan, he's the CHRO with Flipkart. Then you have CHROs of Avaya, Sweetie Rath. You have a lot of people there from a lot of IT companies. So what we're going to do is give people a 360-degree view, the global view, the India leadership view, the CHRO view, and that's what makes everything complete.
Lovely. Coach, many of us, we have been through different academic institutions. We have gone through MBAs and multiple other such kind of master degrees. And there is a place which is called as, okay, guys, can you just keep your mics off? All right. Why does it going? So we have something called as an internship, and it usually takes quite some time, might be around like 6 months, sometimes it is more than that. But something is happening here, which is beyond this executive MBA. There's something beyond just the certifications. And I think there is a lot of questions asking, like, is it something like executive MBA? There are so many other institutions are also doing it. So how is this particular session, that these 2 amazing days that we have, is going to be different from a normal executive MBA? I think that's one of the, and just compiled a lot of questions together for you.
Absolutely. See, look, I myself have done a 2-year full-time MBA, okay, from a decent institute. Now, nothing wrong with MBAs, okay? They teach you theory, models, etc., which is relevant. But nobody in this world, or there is no institute in the world that teaches you how to navigate your career, right? How do you get promotions? How do you get salary increases? How do you get new jobs? And especially in a world which is, filled with uncertainty, with layoffs, and with AI coming, right? So what we're trying to do is to make sure that people, all the executives who are coming in here, will learn from real life lessons of people who have already succeeded globally, in India, in GCCs, as CHRO, right? So the kind of insight that you're going to get is not what you can get from a book, from a YouTube video, or, general conversation. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, because you're hearing it from the leaders who've succeeded, what mistakes they made, what helped them succeed. I mean, there can be no duplication of this. All educational institutions, as you might realize, they're always behind time. So this is real time, live. You're plugging into, high voltage, and it can change your life. That's
would you like to mention something about the secret of the simulation activity that we are doing there? Maybe that can help this gentleman to get some money with this.
What we're doing now is what a lot of people asked us is, tell us, we never get feedback when we do an interview. So what we're doing is a live simulation of a CTO interview, a CXO level interview, okay? And we're going to have 3 candidates who are going to represent, 1, a startup, 1, a mid-sized company, and 1, a large company, because roles differ, competencies. Okay? When you're getting something to market, there's a different competency required. When you're building scale, something else is required. And when you're already at scale and you want to really take things globally, right, a different mindset is required. So 3 candidates with 3 different companies. And then we're going to expose them to live interview questions from our esteemed guests. So I said, Shubhadeep Ghosh, who's a global CISO. We're getting Dr. Nitin Srivastav. He's the site leader for Dr. Martens. We're getting, CHROs. So what people will get is a complete 360-degree view. They'll be asked questions, and then the panel sits and gives feedback to each of the candidates, which is what went well, what could be improved, what they should be wary of. I mean, this is priceless. Okay, this is not done anywhere. If I'd love to know where this is being done. I mean, I did many things, but I've never got this, and this is what my community has been asking for, and we're giving it to them.
So, Coach, one of the questions I think I've been continuously getting into, I think this is an objection, not a. Actually, it is not an objection. It is another alibi that, okay, I'm not going to be participating. One of the things is, I'm already a global leader. Why should I come down here?
Yeah.
Another one is, I'm a mid-sized guy, and I have got X amount of people working under me, and they're all reporting to me. I've been handling this from such a long time. Why should I come down? So would like you to handle this.
To them is simply as an analogy of cricket, right? Where do you want to play? Do you want to play for your university? Do you want to play for your city, your state, IPL, or the World Cup, right? If you're happy playing Ranji Trophy, that's fine. But if you want to graduate Ranji Trophy to IPL or playing for the world, right, then you better learn to play with the best coaches, the best people, the best pitches in different conditions. And that is what this is going to do. So if there's any leader who's very happy with where he is, God bless him. But the problem is, if they're still mid-career leaders and they still aren't, heading a GCC or still not heading a company, obviously there's something not right in their game. I'm going to say, if you're complacent, don't come. I only want people who are, who are ambitious, who have a desire to get to higher levels, higher salaries, global roles. That's what I'm here for.
Right. So there is another question, which is more of a, as a modified objection that I was talking to this gentleman, and he says, I don't know even that if I'm ready for CEO level yet, and is there still something beyond me? I have done X, I have done Y, I have X amount of experience. I think these are some of the, I'll say, the fine polished coverings. I think it is better that, we learned from you straight away.
Yeah. So the real question is, am I ever ready? Who is ever ready, right? I mean, Mr. Ishan Kishan was ready, but then he was not in the team, right, for 2 years. So he went back to prep and learn. And today he's come back on the stage. And when unless you really perform, you're not given those choices. So my advice to everybody is, one, we are always in the process of learning and improving. Did you ever think a Sachin or a Virat ever said they know it all? They were always eager learners. They were at their best, but still wanting to learn and learn more, right? So, I'm going to, people look at people and ask them to reflect their mindset. It's the same thing. It's okay if you want to play in your colony, no problem. That's your level. And then it's okay, because accept that. But the problem is, when I spoke to a lot of leaders, they all say, oh, I want to be Elon Musk. I want to be Sundar Pichai. I want to be, Satya Nadella. I want to be Arvind Krishna of IBM or Shantanu Narayan of Adobe. Well, if that's your aspiration, then learn to think, act, and behave like a CXO. And if you still don't know what that is, learn it from people who've been there.
Good. That brings me to another question. It's a little different sort. So I'm just jumbling up a lot of questions that has been there with me, and I'm putting it in a kind of a way that I can ask you. Coach, this is a different kind of question. It says multiple times the keyword called as global map, road map, projection map. These are certain things which is coming in. How much important is somebody for them to understand about this particular word, and what is it all about, and how this particular event is going to help me to design my roadmap for my career, my company, and profession together?
Great. I think that's a great question. The fundamental thing is there are two things that are needed. One is a map, and the second is to take action. And the problem is today, many people don't know how to get there. So firstly, you're going to learn that map, that key that's going to open a door which you're unable to open right now. Instead of just pushing the door, what if I gave you a key where you could very easily open? So that's the first part. The second part is, even if you open the door, but if you don't get in and don't take action, nothing's going to happen. So this is an accelerated 2-day, that's why it's called an accelerator, right? So we're looking for ambitious leaders. And when, it's like what I believe. In any chemical reaction, there's always a catalyst that enables the reaction to take place. The substances are always there, but they couldn't ignite, right? So we have good leaders, but when they come in touch with catalysts from global catalysts, Indian catalysts, etc., what we expect is for them to implode and really ignite, and that's when we get them to take action. So by the end of the day, they will have a plan, and they will have enough, not just motivation, but they'll have tools, tips, tricks, real life things that have worked for leaders, for them to go out there and take action and hopefully get the results that they want.
Lovely. Coach, if I'm allowed to just say one more point regarding this roadmap thing. Very simple question. That was something that was asked by one of my teachers. It says, even if I give you the most luxurious car, even if I put it like full tank of gas, and if I give you all the necessary accessories, whatever is required, the question is, where are you going to go? You need that small map. So the map not only tells you where you are and where you have to go, but also gives you multiple ways to reach out depending upon the resources that you have, depending upon the way of you having your, the mechanism to go there. So I think this is a great thing. And so there are questions about the second part of it, which is like, okay, fine, all good. I got the map. I got the tool. I got those people who had been doing it. But what happens? Let's say, what happens if I miss this? Is it something that I can grab again because I don't have time? Something priority has come up. So for them, what is your message?
See, you can, there are excuses for everything. Remember this, every excuse has a price. And the price people are going to pay is loss of career growth, loss of salary promotions, loss of new jobs, lots of stuff, which is, and unfortunately, the way I say, and I tell people, there are two ways to live life. Either live a life of regret and excuses, or you take action. And sometimes when you take action, things go right, because life is not perfect. But if you don't move, nothing's going to change anyway.
True.
So what I'm going to encourage people is, instead of all the time blaming your company, your colleagues, your bosses, everybody around, parents, for things not happening in your life, it's time to take responsibility and take action, right? Because only action builds momentum. And once you build momentum, then, it's very difficult. That little stream of water that comes down is a little drop, right? The Ganga starts with a little drop from Gangotri. But then by the time it gathers momentum and, it's a flourishing river, and then who knows, right? What can happen to your
Absolutely.
life?
So one of the very beautiful saying of a great master, he says, is a teacher can just follow the syllabus, copy paste the things and give it back to you. A coach, on the other hand, is a different person. A trainer is a person who can run along and show you how to do that, demonstrates, okay, this is 20 kg, this is 30 kg, this is how you should do it. Whereas a coach is somebody who plays strategic with what is your capabilities, how is the game being planned, the terms and conditions of it, the rules. But there are gurus who doesn't follow all these things. It's a different thing. Just be around, and one being with them changes everything. I think that ambience, that environment, and that situation. So if you are thinking that, okay, Amit, you are talking too much about this, are you trying to sell the tickets? Of course, 110%. If I am not able to, let me ask you this: if you have not taken those certificates, if you have not taken those courage to get into those academic institutions or those stage, would you be where you are right now? Does it make sense? So why not? So coach, would you like to tell me, what is it all about the gold pass? Let's talk that.
Yeah. So, the gold pass is really an accelerated, opportunity, because this is when leaders are going to be able to sit and have lunch. All the people who are coming. Firstly, it's not meant for everybody. Okay. It's meant for those people who would like to sit and have lunch with global leaders, right? In your life, probably, let's just be honest, we never get to meet such people. Okay. So typically, just sitting next to people who are, are working at the global stage, operating at that level, the kind of energy, the kind of conversations can change your life. And who knows, one good connect can also, give you a chance to get a new job somewhere, right? But how many people, mid-career leaders get to meet CEOs? How many of them get to meet site leaders? How many of them get to meet CHROs on a regular basis? Very, very. So if you're somebody who's ambitious, who has dreams, and who wants to really, accelerate your career, then the gold pass is for you. If you're, ones who are just happy being where you are, it's okay. You can just take a normal pass. I mean, to each his own.
So I will take a boosting break. If you are still thinking, okay, let me give a shot. Okay, just type in gold, because I think that's the only ticket we have. And I'm not trying to create a kind of a false urgency. I think we are all done. We are all full. The sponsors are all set. But as I said, we have planned this Summit Sync, which is a preamble of this entire summit. If you're still thinking, just type in gold. We will send you the one link. And if you are graced with that that we have a space for you, definitely you can look into. If you have any questions, you will find there's a WhatsApp number. You can type your questions, and our team is going to be very happy to answer those pointers. And if you have required accommodations or any other things that you're looking for, we will definitely look up to support you on that. So how to grab that? Just type in gold, and we will give it to you. Cool. Did I miss out anything else? The gold level, coach, over to you. I don't know.
And what I'll say is, even if you've bought a ticket and a silver pass and you want to upgrade, just get in touch with the team. There's also an upgrading option.
Lovely. Beyond summit, what happens? So I would like you to answer this one question, which is like, okay, fine. I've taken the gold pass. I'm here. I'm learning. I'm meeting people. Lot of people I'm getting connected with. What does this first 90 days after the summit look like for us, gold pass holders?
Absolutely. I think it's an acceleration path, right? The next 90 days. See, very often, a lot of us have knowledge. Today, knowledge is not the problem. You can find any answer on whether you use ChatGPT or Google or YouTube. You'll find, if you have enough time, you'll find the answer. But today, unfortunately, life is not about answers. It's about transformation. It's about acceleration. And for that, you need to be in the right vicinity of leaders, right? The right contact. And like I keep saying, it's the question of the catalyst. So those people who are in the accelerated path, who get access to leaders, will be running a different race. It's a privileged race, right? It's the fast track to their next destination.
Okay. Coach, can I ask you a personal question? Okay, this is something that I have not got from the people, but I know these are certain things that I have been speaking to other people as well. See, we have different kind of people on the other hand, and whenever such kind of a great opportunity comes in, there are some people who are always calculating, okay, so this is the charge, what is happening, how much I am getting, what is the value. They have different ways of logical calculations and all those things. So now, since we have hardly like few days more, and I don't mind revealing the price of the gold pass. The gold pass is, Coach, am I allowed just to ask your permission?
Public.
Lovely. So right now, as I said, we are all full. We are done. So this is the last part of it, and we want to give you the best of it. So right now we have the gold passes, which are at 18,000 plus GST for these 2 days. The details, you can just type in gold. We'll give it to you. But if you are trying to calculate, okay, is it worth that 18,000 rupees just for networking? I think Coach rightly said, and I would also like to second on him, that many a times when you go to such kind of an event, which is just like a normal expo or an exhibition, on that same day when you come back home, maybe you relax for 40-45 minutes or 1 hour, you just have a bunch of visiting cards, and that's all. The next day morning, hardly anyone follows up, and it all lands into something else. But how is this entire 2 days event is different because of certain things? And I would like Coach to explain that, why it is not a normal,
I just want to tell everybody, this is not a technology event. Okay, you're not going to learn any new technology. I leave that to the Microsoft and the Google events. That's not what we do. Because there is no global event in India which talks about career and leadership. So firstly, no technology, but this has got something directly, that's going to impact your career. Okay. So if you're interested in a promotion, a salary increase, an accelerated path to 1 CR plus roles on the way to becoming a global CXO, then this is for you. Number one. Number two, this is not an expo. We don't want and we don't plan to have, thousands and thousands of people, because this is a very select group of very intimate conversations, right? Where leaders are just next to you on the stage. And the kind of that intimacy allows you to ask questions also. Plus, it gives them the kind of, imagine having a ringside view, right? People pay thousands of dollars to sit in a particular stand, so they are next to where the real action is. This is that kind of an event, okay? Very close proximity to high quality leaders. And therefore, it's going to give you a completely different feel, okay? And it's not about collecting 100 wins. That's the first thing we teach you about networking, right? Collecting cards doesn't help you. But some few meaningful connections whom you are able to do and make could change your career.
Lovely. Coach, can you just also help us, because I'm getting a lot of questions about, okay, I have missed out this first couple of days of this preparatory thing that we have to do. Is it available? Can we get that? I mean, is it included in the package? And there's another person asking, do you also teach networking skills, the secret conversations that I can have with other people in the Bangalore lunch?
Yes. So what we're doing is, look, if you buy a silver pass, which is what many people get, you don't have access to this. But when you buy a gold pass, you do get the recordings of the event plus the 5 days for that for a certain period. Okay. That's question number one, right? So it doesn't matter if you missed, you can have access to the information that's been already shared. Number two, it's a program. This is a 2-day program where we're not going to teach you networking at every stage in this program, but we have subsequent many programs that teach all these things. So those of people who are really interested in continuing their journey have the option of continuing their coaching journey with me and my team, which is going to teach them not just networking. We teach them networking, executive presence, influence without authority, business storytelling. How do you speak in public? How do what is executive communication, executive branding? I mean, we cover the full 9 yards. Okay, it's a complete toolkit. So it depends on what they want and how committed they are.
Lovely. That brings me to probably, I think, the last few questions, or two questions here. What is that one word that you can help describe this event called as the CXO Accelerator Summit, and also about this Golden Pass experience?
Yeah. So I think one is very, very difficult. If you want one, it's exclusive networking and access, right? That's the concept. If it's 2 words, it's acceleration of your career. And if it's 3 words, it's, all about speed, right? And imagine if, there are 2 ways to, like I say, we all know how difficult traffic in Bangalore is. So if you had 2 choices, if I gave you a map and said, study the map of Bangalore, and someday you'll be able to get from where you are to a point B. Or the other option is if I say, hey, here's a Google map, just type your destination and I'll get you there in the shortest time. So this experience is a Google map journey for your career acceleration.
Lovely. Well said. So, Coach, would you like to share, a little bit about this event one more time, like where it is, what it is, and the dates?
Happening this Saturday, Sunday on 21st and 22nd. This is the live part. And if you're watching this, we're doing online classes even now. So just get started. It's at the Hotel Chancery, which is a Chancery Pavilion, which is a 5-star hotel property. It's opposite Bangalore Club in Ashok Nagar. Don't miss it. It's been covered by Deccan Herald. You'll see it in the online version on the real paper. So, don't miss this opportunity, because there are 2 ways to live life, right? One is to take action, sign up and take advantage, or the other is remorse. Oh, I should have gone there. Why didn't I do it?
Lovely. I think just to end this, most of such kind of events, it is not just inside. It is also about the things which is happening beyond, how you carry forward and all those things. These are certain small things which probably might not be documented in any kind of a textual format, but that is purely understood, learned. And I think the word is called as transmitted from the gurus who are actually not preaching, but doing it live. So with that, we would like to conclude today's session. Thank you so much for being with us. And if you still need the passes, just type in gold and we will send you the link where you can have a look at it. We are active for this next couple of days. If you have any questions or any kind of doubts, where it is, how it is, logistics, or if you want accommodations or any other kind of things, the team is well prepared to handle all these questions. And as I'm concluding this entire session out there, this was the 5th session. And for this also, if you are looking at getting this recording and the PDF and all these things, it will be active till, I think, Saturday, and that is 21st. If you're looking for what is coming next, okay, Coach, before we leave, one last question, okay? If I miss this, when is the next event happening?
Well, I can tell you it's only going to happen next year. And you know what? Don't waste 1 year of your life, okay?
Yeah.
A lot can change in 1 year. It's 365 days, right? And every day has 24 hours. So what I'm going to say is don't delay this, because the more you delay it, the more you delay the benefits, right? There is, like you have the power of compounding in investments, the same compounding happens in your career, right? So if you're at 50 lakhs, let's just say, for example, why miss a chance to get even a 10% increase, but when you should be aiming at 50%, right? So the next year you can start at a minimum of 55 and not 50. So everything changes, right? Your package changes, your bonus changes, your everything changes. And don't delay your growth. That's all I'm going to say. Every day lost, because there's so much uncertainty, there's layoffs, there's AI. I mean, why don't you learn from people how to preserve your job, how to be prepared for the new world that nobody knows? Because these are the leaders who are actually preparing you. They're living there. So
True.
uncertainty and, get your fast track. That's all I can say. And accelerate your
Lovely.
career.
So, Coach, before we leave, thank you so much for being with us and thanking. I mean, just only this particular event is not going to be enough. I think there's a considerable amount of time, effort, energy, network. You have put a lot of things, and there are a lot of people behind the entire, I'll say, this organization of this entire summit, which is coming up. So, with this message, I would also like to thank those participants who have already enrolled, and we'll be definitely looking forward to you to meet in the Chancery Pavilion on 21st and 22nd of February. This Saturday, not next Saturday, this Saturday. Type in gold if you are getting into this gold level. And with that, I would like to thank for all of the viewers who are watching this for patiently listening, understanding, and sharing this beautiful information out there. Thank you so much. We'll see you live now on Saturday and Sunday. Bye-bye.
See you there, and don't miss it. Take care.
Thank you so much.